Hey, what's happening? I got a couple vids I want to drop tonight, but the first one has got to be a response to Kevin Kraft. Because I watched the video, and while, yes, the cops were keeping their composure, and yes, uh, nothing was said to the guy who was screaming in their faces, you still have to remember that while he's doing that, you have to remember that what he's probably seen from the protesters and the police violence that's been going on in New York City. You have to imagine. You kind of have to put yourself in his shoes. You have to go, okay, if I just did 14 months in Iraq, under the impression that I was helping to protect U.S. citizens and freedom at home, and then you get home and his home is in New York City and this is what he sees, it's not really a matter then of whether you're pro-cop, pro-activist, or whether you're for or against the Occupy Wall Street protesters. At that point, it's moot. At that point, it doesn't matter what the fucking protests are about. It doesn't matter what your opinion on Wall Street is. At that point, you have to remember, yeah, fuck yeah, because I've seen videos. I'm not from New York. I'm in fucking Indiana, and yes, I know we're 0-6 right now, but hey, what can I say? It's a tough year. I'm not gonna fucking just start hating on my Colts just because all of a sudden they're not perfect. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so yeah, we've already seen, what was it? The two girls that were just standing there with signs looking confused as fuck, not threatening anybody, not screaming, not doing anything but holding up signs, and cop just came up and maced them in the face? Or how about the guy who came up with his hands up wanting to talk to the police officer? He was holding his hands like this. Hands up, palms out, no weapon, universal sign of I surrender, I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. And then what do? They fucking twist his arm behind his back, throw him on the ground, and beat his ass. Or just the protesters in general, even if they are protesting, that's what protesters do. We do have freedom of speech here in the United States, uh, whether or not the freedom is actually practiced nowadays or not. But when you attack unarmed civilian protesters in full fucking riot gear, they're beating people's asses, they're macing innocent people. These people are non-threatening. These people are non-violent. It doesn't matter if you agree with them or not. They're not there to fuck with the police. They're there to fuck with Wall Street. And as a police officer, your job is to protect the people. The people in this situation are the protesters. Again, whether you agree with them or not, their motto says it all. They are the 99%. You don't protect the 1%. You don't do that. You don't protect the 10%. You protect the 90%. You protect the 99%. Okay? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I respect the guy. I mean, I know he was screaming at him, but I'll put the link from Kraft's video in my bar down there if you want to check the video out. He may be yelling at times, but at other times it's almost as if the guy's pleading. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you attacking unarmed civilians? He keeps saying there's no honor in this. He keeps saying, I just got back 14 months. I did my time protecting these people's freedoms, and this bullshit is what I come home to. I feel for the guy. I got mad respect for the guy. I'm not for the wars, but I'm still pro-troopers. You know what I mean? I support the troops, but I don't support the wars. There's a difference. This guy is another guy, just like any of us could have been, except he's a Marine. He went somewhere. He's seen shit, like Kevin said. He's seen shit we haven't seen. We can't claim to be on his level. But when he comes home and sees all the freedoms, ever since he was in boot camp, these motherfuckers telling him, what he's doing is his job is to protect the freedoms of America. He's going sent to Iraq to protect our freedoms. No matter how silly that sounds to you, that's still basically what they're taught, how they go about it. And I would have to assume that for some of them, that's what gets them through it, because I imagine there's a conflict, with what they're doing, an inner conflict with themselves. I was in for 8 months. I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't active duty. I graduated boot camp, went to AIT. Once I was in AIT, all these questions started popping up for me, and I was like, man, I couldn't. And for me, that's weak of me to not be able to follow through with that. I kind of wish, I would have stayed in now, but that's all hindsight 2020. This man did his duty. He came home. He's mad. He has a right to voice his opinion. And why are all those cops lined up in the first place? I mean, we're sitting here going, well, the cops kept their composure, fucking golf clap. Gives a shit. Give a shit if they're keeping their composure in the face of one massive, scary-looking black dude. Of course they're keeping their composure. But yet they're attacking, they're macing innocent girls. Attacking little scrawny guys who are walking up with their hands up, not threatening or being violent in any way. They're beating those guys' asses. This Marine yells in their fucking faces, and they don't do a fucking thing. Yeah, not all cops are bad, sure. But like one of my favorite rap songs, a quote from one of my favorite Jedi Mind Trick rap songs is, this is what this is going to sound like karaoke. And they'll say, the news will tell you cops is on the block for people. I'm going to put it simple and plain, cops is evil. Take the television show Cops, for example. That's the shit they want America to watch and sample. Never showing you how dirty that they really is, and that they hide behind their badge and that they really bitch. I ain't never met a pig in my life that I ain't want to catch a body on the jig of my knife. Yeah. But, I mean, that's true. You know what I mean? I don't kill people, so I don't want to catch people on the jigs of my knife. That ain't me. But the mind state, the thought is what counts. And for that, I don't care if they were keeping their composure for that minute, because their buddies weren't against the protesters. Their buddies haven't been nice to the protesters. Okay? Peer pressure. If there's good cops, show me. Show me there's good cops. Make the good cops, actually think about what's going on. Make the good cops pressure the bad ones. Or at least, if not, say your piece and get it on national news. I fully support what Sergeant Shamar Thomas said. And I hope that those kind of speeches would get a lot more attention than what they really get. With that being said,
news tell you cops is on the block for people. I'ma put it simple and plain, cops is evil. Take the television show Cops, for example. That's the shit they want America to watch and sample. Never showing you how dirty that they really is, and that they hide behind their badge and that they really bitch. I ain't never met a pig in my life that I ain't wanna catch a body on a jig of my knife. Yeah. That's another fucking topic for another day. I'ma tell you how to try to get you in another way. They tell you that there's something wrong with you, you need they drugs. But there ain't nothing fucking wrong with you, they big and thugs. They sell drugs and commercials at the same time. Lock a motherfucker up for the same crime.